Hello there, this is SS 6.4, the Cartesian plane. Now, let's take note of how plain is spelled. This is not plain as in plain yogurt or the Saskatchewan plains. This is a flat surface, like a tabletop. That's what that kind of plane is. All right, enough with your ELA lesson, onto your math lesson. In SS 6.4, you need to identify and plot points on a grid. Now, this is actually kind of a fun unit in math. If you've ever played Battleship, then you might know something about the Cartesian plane. And if you've never played Battleship, you should probably shut this video off right now, go find a Battleship game and just play it. It'll be so much more fun. Okay, let's have a look at our understandings. I can explain why the axes, which is the grid lines, the center lines of the Cartesian plane, should be labeled. Well, I guess we can explain that right off the hop, because if I say I'm going 4 steps in and 4 steps up, you might think I'm starting here and I'm going 4 steps in and 4 steps up, but someone else might think I'm starting here and I'm going 4 steps in and 4 steps up. And so that is why we label, so that we always have a starting point and we have an organized method of getting around. I can plot points in the first quadrant, so this is broken up into 4 sections and we are only going to be dealing with one of them, which means that we're using only positive numbers. Next year you'll use integers, so negative numbers, and you'll be using all of the sections of that grid. I can analyze the coordinates, which is the address, or the ordered pairs, or the plotted points, 3 different words that mean the same thing, of the ordered pairs, and there's the points, same thing, that lie on the horizontal axis, and generalize a strategy for identifying the ordered pairs of the points of the horizontal axis without plotting them. So we'll have a look at that, don't you worry. It sounds fancy, but it's really not. Analyze the coordinates of the ordered pairs of points that lie on the vertical axis. So what they're saying is if there's a point that lies right on the stick, right on the axis, so one of the coordinates is going to be 0. That's all that those two are saying, is what do we do when the address is right on the axis. And plotting points given the scale, so we'll look at a couple different scales that you might find out there. Sometimes your scale goes up by 1s, sometimes by 2s, by 5s, or by 10s. I can create and design in the first quadrant of the Cartesian plane, identify the coordinates of points, and write or record orally the directions for recreating the design. So that might be fun if you tell someone how to draw your shape just based on the address and see if it comes out looking like what you wanted it to. I can generalize and apply strategies for determining the distance between the points. So we'll have a look at that as well. Which brings us to our creepy house. So let's have a look at the girl at the top of the stairs. She doesn't have a head. Super creepy. How do you suppose she got there? Well, I guess since this looks like it's maybe a horror movie, maybe she just sort of sifted in through this here broken window and traveled around in the house and came to the top of the stairs, and that's just where she happened to meet you when you came home from work that day. But in a normal house, that isn't how people get into their houses. In a normal house, you would walk to the front door. I don't even know where the front door is. I think it's over here. You would go in the house, and then once you're inside the house, you would go up the stairs. So remember this little lesson. Unless you want to be a creepy horror movie character, you should always go in someone's house first before you try to ascend their stairs. If you just climb up the side of their house and try to get in the window that way, they're going to think that you're wacky. Why am I telling you this? Well, when you do coordinate points, when you plot your points on a grid, it is important to remember those 2 rules. Go in the house first. Then up the stairs. Okay, so let's have a look at point 2, 3 right here. What they did was you always start at the origin. You always start in the center at point 0, 0, which is where the two axes meet, the x-axis and the y-axis. You start there, and you're going to go in the house. The first number tells you how far to go in the house. 1, 2. I'm going in the house. Yes? And then I'm going to go up the stairs. How far? 3. 1, 2, 3, which brings us to the point that we were just talking about. Let's have a look at, I'm going to put a point, we'll put a purple one right here. Okay, so we always start at the origin, starting at point 0, 0. So we're back to that center point again. And we're going to go in the house 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go up the stairs 1, 2. So if we went in the house 4 and up the stairs 2, that is our address, 42. So let's have a look at this diagram over here. The coordinate plane has 4 sections, section 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so remember it's labeled counterclockwise for some reason. It always seems kind of weird to me, but that's how it is. And in grade 6, you only talk about section 1, so we don't need to worry about any of those guys. We're only going in the house, which is going towards the right, and up the stairs. Next year, you might go in the house backwards because you're going to use negative numbers, and then you might go down the stairs. Or you might go in the house and down the stairs to get here. So for this year, we're only using quadrant 1. Okay, let's have a look up top here. You'll notice the scale on this coordinate plane goes by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, but they've got little tick marks to show that that would be where the 3 is and that would be where the 5 is. So this is a good example of a different kind of scale, but you could still find your point if you wanted to. So I'm going to put a point right here. And let's go in the house. We're starting at 0, always start at 0. And we're going 1, 2, 3. So our first coordinate is 3. Now, how far up the stairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we put it in brackets, and there is our ordered pair. Aren't they cute? Okay, let's talk about the word ordered pair for just a second. Ordered, meaning I can't switch them around. I can't say 6, 3, because that is not the same. Let's find out where 6, 3 actually lives. Starting at the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We went in the house 6, and then we're going up the stairs 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's a whole different address, right? Those two are not in the same location. So when we say ordered pair, we mean there's an order. And the order is this. We do the x-axis first. So x means going in the house. Y is up the stairs. Okay, so on your coordinate plane, quite often you'll see a little x and a y showing you what the names of the axes are. So the two lines that form a coordinate plane, the vertical, nice and straight, that's your y, and the horizontal, that is your x. The middle, .00, that is the origin, and that is always where we start. So let's have a look at the blue diagram over here and see if you can figure out all these points. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, and X. Now, let's go back to our definition. Ordered pair, there needs to be two numbers. I can't just give you one number because you won't know how far up the stairs to go. So we always have a pair of numbers. They're always in brackets and they always have a comma between them. So we can get ourselves all set up. We are ready for point A and point B. These are my brackets. I'm totally ready for all of my numbers. Okay, so how far do we go for point A? How far in the house? I hope you said 4. And then we're going to go up the stairs. And we don't need to count it because we can just look over here at the 7. So they went in the house 4, and then they went up the stairs 7. So A, the address for A is 47. Okay, try B, see how you do. Did you say 87? They went in the house all the way to 8, and then they went up to that same line, 7. Okay, try C. In the house, up the stairs. 9, 3. Let's look at D. In the house and up the stairs. 8, 2. Have a look at F. E. 4, 2. Now F. They only went in the house 1 jump, and then they went up the stairs 3 jumps, 1, 3. And the last one, Mr. X. They went in the house to 5 and then up to 3. And so his address is 5, 3. So I'm going to give you one more little trick question here. I'm going to put a point right up here, and we'll call it O. What do you think the plotted point, what do you think the address is for O? So we're starting down at the origin at point 0, 0. Do we need to go in the house at all? The correct answer there is no. We're staying right where we are. So we went in the house 0 steps. And then we went up the stairs 9 steps. So his address is 09. Okay, go find a battleship game. Super fun. Good luck. Remember, in the house, then up the stairs. The x-axis first, then the y.